gym with fucking suit and tie on, dude. This doesn't feel appropriate. Whoa. It's the illusion. Drinking root beer from somewhere on spaceship Earth, yo. And a little bit of green tea. Some Zevia root beer and some green tea. Gonna make it happen. Yeah, here we are, dude. We are doing a let's get gnarly stream, dude. Let's get gnarly. Whoa, what's good? Utah says hello. What's going on, GoPro? Good. Hello, Utah. Grateful Ed, Austin. What's going on? So we're gonna open it up. So, dude, go to my Etsy account. I have long sleeve shirts there. I've got a bunch of. I've been putting up some art. I got a bunch of these custom framed ween posters, dude, and I'm fully negotiable on the prices, dude. So if the price isn't what you like, dude, I can you can pay double and help me out, or you can negotiate for a fair price that suits you, dude. And that's with anything, really. And also I made a bunch of these hand. This is redwood frames with the brass screws and all screwed together and gnarly and just made bitchin', dude. 3-dimensional. I got some frames on there, and these are like $50 with a nice polyurethane finish, yo. I also did some with the wax. Waxed them up, dude. And then I put this kind of stuff on there too, dude. That's that, but the picture didn't come out that great. And buy some t-shirts, dude. T-shirts is the real winning strategy, I think, it promotes the high frequency tribe. It promotes you, and it's a fair deal, dude. Shipping's free on everything. I stopped factoring. I just started factoring the shipping in, but I haven't raised any prices. So you know what I'm saying? Like, and then I got that one in the background there too. And clearance sale, dude. We're selling things, dude. Pitching the Kirk streams. Thanks for the words of sanity. Right on, Jason. We're gonna get into it tonight, I think. We're gonna get into it a little bit tonight about what's going on, dude, because it's free speech. Yes. Well, so I mean, so listen, like many of us have burned the ships. There's no way home for a lot of us. You know, I'm grappling with that in my own life. Like, we moved out into the country and got off the grid as much as we could, homeschooling the whole thing. And yeah, we're struggling a little bit, dude. But there's no going back, dude. There's no going back to the old world, dude. If you think about it, like the you know, the people who came over in the wooden ships back in the 1600s and stuff. There's no going back, dude. And I think, you know, today I was sitting there, I was talking about it yesterday, sitting with a certain amount of fear. Like, how am I going to pull this off, dude? Because, you know, when you burn the ships in the new world and you know you're not going back to the old world, it can get pretty intense sometimes, because you got to survive, dude, by your wits. And it takes a tribe. Also, it takes a community. And you know, you're my community. So you know, tip your talker, support your local off the grid ship burner, dude, because we headed into the forest, and we got to live off of our mandate of freedom and sovereignty and whatnot. So So there's some links down below. There's PayPal. There's some crypto keys. Crypto's down, so offload it into my wallet, dude. And interest-bearing currencies accepted because that's what we're exchanging right now. But with that said, so that the ships have burned, and I thought I would bring you to attention because this happened in the state of California while everybody was asleep the last week, and I thought you would want to check this out. This is in California. They passed SB 711, and SB 711 is basically a hate speech law that got passed in the California House on September 10th, interestingly enough, dude. And then it got passed by the California Senate on September 16th. And now it's waiting to be signed by Governor Newsom. And here is the hate speech bill that got passed in the California legislature as of the 16th, waiting for the governor's signature. And this is from the text of the bill, dude. If you post something on social media anywhere online in the state of California deemed to be hateful, there's a penalty for the reckless violation, a civil penalty of up to $500,000. For an intentional, knowing, or willful violation, a civil penalty of up to $1 million. That is that. What type of speech is California trying to police here? This bill protects against online harassment, particularly when directed at historically marginalized groups, dude. I think we know who they're talking about. Do we not know who they're talking about? Because the ones they're talking about are committing a genocide right now. The state of California actually, this is actually the text of the bill, dude. So California's gone full. Here it is. Wait. All right, let me share this with you guys. And here we go. Share. We should. All right. And then let me get so if you see this, California Senate Bill 771, dude, key provisions. Liability for algorithms. Social media platforms could be liable if their algorithms relay content that violates state civil rights protections. Fines. Companies that knowingly allow such content could face significant financial penalties. Targeted groups. The bill focuses on protecting vulnerable population from hate speech, discrimination based on sex, race, religion, general, and sexual orientation. Where is the actual text? Here it is, dude. Boom, dude. And there it is. So what we're so again, that's what we're getting into in the state of California, but this coincides with what just happened up in Canada, dude. And let me get hold on. I need to open up a window so I can see what I'm doing here. Just 1 second, dude. I should have done it on the other site. Makes it easier. Your videos. Let me see if I can just get one up. Here we go. Swing, hold on. And then you can look and see what we got going on in Canada is interesting too. So Canada, dude, has this going on up there, which is, here we go. Here we go. Share, dude. Let's see. I think I got it queued up in the right spot. Look at this. Look at this guy, dude.
Outline how long people would see jail time if they were convicted of these offenses.
There's a bit of nuance. I point you to the bill itself, which obviously is public now. The reason that I don't want to rhyme off a lengthy list is because there's quite a bit of nuance.
Am I getting darked out? Is that what's happening? Damn it. Hold on, dude. That sucks, dude. Oh, wait. No, here we go. Sorry. Yeah, it doesn't matter that it's for social. We are the social media companies, dude. It's working on mine, dude. Is that right there, dude? There we go. All right, wait, let's see. Well, I can't get it. Why can't I get it to play, dude? Here we go. Wait.
With respect to the different offenses, not only different penalties for each specific offense, but when you actually look at the crime of hate, one of the strategies that we've adopted is to ensure that the severity of the punishment scales with the severity of the underlying criminal offense. So for a criminal offense that has a smaller penalty, there would be similarly a smaller penalty associated with the crime of hate. But for the most serious offenses with longer penalties, there would similarly be longer penalties. So there will be multiple sentencing guidelines baked into the bill based on the nature of the offenses. But we can have that for you in writing and after this press
I
conference.
just want to clarify, based on the questions that Steph had before, can you explain why your government has not outlined what specific symbols of hate would be in this situation? We see countries like Australia, where if you have a Nazi salute, there is a set amount of jail time associated with doing actions like that or flying certain symbols there. Why have you not done that and clarified what those are?
Yeah, so that is in the bill. I only didn't want to rhyme out 8 to 10 different sentencing schemes.
None of us have read it here.
Sure, look, it's public now. I can look it up for you, but I'd suggest perhaps maybe immediately when we finish the press conference, we can give you the paper itself. The punishment: everyone who commits an offense under the relevant section is guilty of an indictable offense and liable to imprisonment for a term not exceeding 2 years, or is guilty of an offense punishable on summary conviction, where there'd obviously be discretion in the circumstances. What's that? Oh, the symbols. Oh, I thought you were just looking for the sentences. Yeah, yes. Yeah. That appears very much to be the terror symbol that they may have for the display of the symbol in the first place. Intimidate someone from practicing their faith. My own view when it comes to a community may suffer.
Protests we've seen in this country over the past number of years. But you're saying
anyway, dude, they
would
get
still
into
be
the
dependent on
the point is this. I'm not very good at this, dude. The point is that they have life sentences, dude. 4 years, 2 to 4 years for hate speech, dude. It's again. So if to get back to the thing, right? No, if you listen to that thing here, I'll give you the link. Watch it for yourself, dude. It's here. I'll spam you the link here. Here's the thing. Listen to the Canadian himself. So the slippery slope has begun, dude. And you know, this ties perfectly with why I've been adamantly opposed to this mindset that we hunt people down and we get them fired for saying hateful things. And again, is for those. All right. So where are we at? Where are we at? Like, we know this is coming, right? We know that our society has been conquered. Are we still debating the society has been conquered by the oligarchs and the military-industrial complex and the corporation of the United States of America? We understand that the giant corporate warlords are running the scene, and listen, man, I think to deny that is a level of hubris that might get you into some big trouble one day down the line. And to ignore it, I think, is dangerous. And to fight it, I think, is dangerous too. I think that the reality of it is to truly just understand it for what it is. Listen, man, is the people that are claiming to be the good guys right now, are the bad guys. And it's the standard issue, dude, is that so and this is why I've been, I've done a lot of thinking. I kind of went quiet for a couple days, let it all, the dust settle on the whole Charlie Kirk thing, and the whole deal is and what I'm listening to is the right wingers justify tracking people down and getting them fired and say they're not fit for polite society. You do know what the code word not fit for polite society means? That someone gets to judge who is fit for polite society. And it's that old saying is any club that wants me as a member is no club I want to be part of, dude. You know what I mean? Like, so it's that thing of we're up against a situation here where the people that are going to bring in the hammer, the dark hammer, are the ones that are claiming to be for freedom, dude, which is ironic, man. And the ones that are going to bring in the mark of the beast are the ones that are supposed to be the most aware of the mark of the beast. And for me, I'm not truly tripping on it, like on that level. Like I said, I burned the ships a long time ago. Yeah, it's all happening right now. That's why, like, we are all dependent upon each other as a community, and it's up to us to take care of each other, because the ones that are out there, they in no uncertain terms will track you down when the wind blows a different direction. And I got it. It's that situation where I was listening to Mr. Medicare the other night, right? And Mr. Medicare was the most serious he's ever been, dude. It wasn't the fun podcast it normally is. And again, it's this weird justification to exclude people from society because they want to exclude you from society, which is a net loss. And again, is listen, I've already actuaried all this out. There is no end. Listen, unless we figure this out, all solutions are final. That's the only way you can do it. And whether you're the left or you're the right. So don't be part of either one of these mindsets. Don't be part of the left because they live in the final solution construct. And don't be a member of the right either because they live in the final solution construct. And don't be part of any of this religion stuff either because they believe in the final solution as well. Dude, you have to be a person who has a true relationship with God and stay out of the mass mind raping that is going on right now, dude. Oh, the Glenn and Tucker interview. What's interesting is we are seeing certain people that are actually sticking consistently to certain things. And I think that's it is listen, dude, there's no going home, dude. As much I think it's a hard pill to swallow. Like, you're not going back. I sometimes think about that, dude. I read a lot. I read a lot of books and when you really do read about people who truly immigrate, whether it was in the 1600s or it's in 2025, there's a certain concept of they're not going back. And where they end up is definitely unsure. And I, like when I, again, is not to, as a person who's, listen, man, I directly know who my parents, how they immigrated here, my grandparents and my dad. I know exactly how they yes, and they went through all the legal channels and all that kind of stuff. So I'm pro that the legalese of immigration. But regardless of whether you're legal or do it illegally and jump the fence or whatever, the mindset is what you have to admire, dude. The mindset of someone who has truly left their country behind. Like I was talking about last night, burn the passports, dude. If you truly believe in the thing, then burn the passports, dude. If you truly believe it, see, as much as I live in the Death Star called America, I'm not burning my passport to go to Chile or Australia or New Zealand or anywhere else. Because this is my home court. So I think about like what it must have been for like my grandparents to have left Czechoslovakia and come over here in the 20s, in the teens, right? Gone to Ellis Island and the whole thing. Like, I don't know what it is to get on a ship with your stuff, your bag, and head off to the new world. But we do. And I've talked about this for years on this channel is we have left the old world. And it's a mental and spiritual thing we've done. We have left the continent of our birth behind. And the continent of our birth is the American dream, the apple pie and baseball, all the, the sitcoms, all of it, whatever cultural norms we grew up in America with is the world we've left behind. And many of us have left into the new metaphysical / reality that exists in the same place that we've always stood, dude, right? In our home. But we're no longer on the same continent, for lack of a better term. And I think that the sooner people realize that we are the new migration. We have burned the boats. We are heading into the forest in no uncertain terms with hostile residents who already live in the forest, and we're not familiar with the flora and the fauna, and we don't know the topography, and we're heading out into there, and we're doing it with the same way they did 400 years ago or 5 days ago. They're doing it with a certain spiritual understanding, a certain understanding of God. When you read about the Pilgrims and the Puritans and all those that came over in the original waves of colonial settlers that came over, they were all leaving persecution, dude. That's why they came. That's why the Irish came when they came. That's why everybody comes. It's persecution, right? So if we truly understand what it is to be an immigrant, is like, yeah, like in the modern world, people leave for a better job and like economic, but most people immigrate due to persecution, dude. That's the driving force historically that has gotten most people to pull anchor from their ancestral homelands and move across the planet to some foreign land that they don't speak the language, they don't know the locals, they don't know the customs, and they don't really have anything. And here we are. We're no different. For those of us who are truly pilgrims or I don't know how to describe it, immigrants of a new time, we're doing it on fundamentally God reasons, dude. And we are leaving the old world behind because of the persecution that is coming. Listen, these hate speech laws that are being enacted, they can't be enacted by the left wing. You do understand that for all of this to truly be enacted, it has to be enacted by the conservative rhino types, magatards. Dude, the magatards are going to be the ones that bring in the persecution. And it's always been, that's how it is, dude, is because that's why you have the two opposing forces in the polarized identity is one group makes enough trouble to justify the other clamping down on them, which ultimately clamps down on everybody, dude. And so as the new immigrants and the new settlers in the new land, which is the new frontier, is, I mean, think about when they were moving across the country in the 1800s, right? The frontiersmen, dude. The first guys out there like trapping beavers and stuff in the Rocky Mountains and doing the whole Jeremiah Johnson thing and whatever. I don't think we're any different, man. I don't think we're any different right now. I think that those of us who see what it is, we've left. And now that we're out here, it's rather intense, man, because you're responsible for your own shelter, your own food, your own resources. And the only way you can generate that is by your own wit, your own cunning, your own sheer defiance of the elements. And you know, there's moments where we're the new Donner Party. Yep. And it's pretty easy to get stuck in the snow, dude. It's that thing, dude. Don't leave late, man. Don't try to cross the mountains too late into the season is what it is. And I think that's what we're coming at is all of this stuff is orchestrated, very much so. And I think to tie back into the thing is, yeah, don't leave late. That was the lesson in that one for sure. But that's always been the lesson, dude. Don't leave late, man. And I think for many of us, we've left. And now we're out here. And I think part of the confusing thing for many of us, myself included, is that we haven't physically left. We've mentally and spiritually left. And that is a hugely complex map to negotiate. And I was been thinking about it a lot lately because, like, you know, it's do or die time here at the Talons Out Ranch. You know, it's either we're going to pull it off or we're not. And yeah, dude, there's every reason to be terrified. It literally is sitting in the uncharted forest of this reality, trying to figure out how you're going to make it happen, dude. And not knowing what it is that is the difference between surviving and not surviving. Because, like, you know, when you're out this far, it's a simple mistake. It's a simple mistake that can cost you the whole gambit, man. It's a simple mistake that can sabotage. It's just like the mistake of leaving late, dude. We're gonna try to get over those mountains. You know, you read. That's why I like reading up on the 1800s America, because they had all the technology, but they were still completely vulnerable to the elements, i.e., disease, lack of infrastructure, you know, doctors not being available, dirty water, all of these things. If you really read about the 1800s, they have all the technology is at their hand. The telegraph's coming, the trains are coming, and yet you could still be taken out by a broken leg. You could still be taken out by a bear or a bandito hiding behind a tree, dude. The old highwayman, you know. And I don't think it's any different now. I think that, yeah, just because you're sitting in the infrastructure doesn't mean that you're not availed of the same things that any immigrant into a new land is subject to. And so, here we are. We burn the boats and we're in the forest. And I don't really know how we're going to pull it all off, man. We got to build a whole new, like, so you think, all right. I just want a homestead. It's maybe you do, maybe you don't, dude. I'll tell you what, dude, is this is the interesting thing, right? Talking about like the deal, like in this modern immigration of mental and spiritual, we're still dependent upon the system as a whole, dude, right? And the system of the whole has stop, think, observe, and plan. Exactly, dude. And you like, the irony of it is like, so think about it is when you no matter where you are, like back in the day, dude, like clean water, food, and shelter ruled the day. Didn't matter if you were in the new world or the old world. And that still applies now in that thing. And no, we're gonna do that. We're gonna get the suits on again. Don't worry. I got to get over the hump here, dude. It was sort of sizing up to be a on the rhythm, but there's some survival mechanisms I got to lock in first, dude. It's look, man, that's the price of freedom, dude. The price of freedom. You gotta stop. We don't all cap here, dude. We're gonna no more all capping, dude. That's bumming me out, man. No more all capping, Avion. We don't cap here. Yeah, okay. Come on, man. Well, welcome aboard then. What I was getting at is the price of freedom's knowing that it's do or die, man. The price of freedom is knowing that you might not pull it off. The price of freedom is staying true to the course and not falling victim to your own mental sabotage. I was talking about it yesterday, and I had it today too, the fear. The fear, dude. And it's a physical thing. It's not a mental thing. Like mentally, dude, like this is all a joke, dude. But then the fear. And the fear comes from the harsh nature of the electromagnetic frequency, the currency, right? Because we've substituted the natural currency, right? The Schulman frequency, the vibrational harmony with the land and the animals and the flora and the fauna and the sky clock and all the things. So like our currency has been hijacked by the bankers and the taxers and the haters, right? So our currency comes in this gnarly situation. Yeah, the interest bearing currency. And so we all need to like we all live in that frequency, unfortunately. And you can do as much as you can to remove yourself from that frequency. But at the end of the day, like today, like I did have the fear, and then someone bought a piece of art, right? Someone bought like the red cloud. Where's red cloud? Red cloud was right there. Red cloud's going off to Minnesota. And like that's what it is like that is where it's at on a certain thing. Is like you got to do your very best for the sense of, do you have a milk cow? There's a PayPal link down below. Are you still the illusion? Of course, dude. I'm always the. It's all good, Avion Gamer. Yeah, there's links down below in the gobbledygook down there. And yeah, it's you get these moments of trying to stay true to the course of belief. Yes, it's you can't waffle. You have to give it all back. And that's the hardest part, dude. That's the hardest part, is to stand at the precipice of sheer destruction and know that it's going to be okay, man. Because it is going to be okay. There's far crazier scenarios going on Spaceship Earth than the trifling of one dude sitting in the Southern Sierras, dude. But I do know that I don't know, but I have faith that it all is going to work out, man. I don't know. It's up to God. And I just got to show up and do the next indicated action. Thank you, Floyd. Do you have a milk cow? Yeah, no. I mean, I got a couple heifer. Yeah, God rewards trust. That's his currency. Yeah, exactly. That's PMI and Ryan. Yes, we're a tribe. Yes, we are. And that's where it gets the thing where sometimes you just got to sit with it. Today, I just sat with it, man. Sat with the unknowingness of it all. Just the no clue how it's going to work out. No, absolutely zero understanding. And that, I think, is what the pilgrim to the new land is, the immigrant to the new space that we are occupying away from. See, the old world is like everything had an answer, right? Everything had a line or a start and stop, a red or a green light. Everything had an answer to it. And I think if we're truly beginning to understand the new frontiers, there's no more answers, dude. And I think that's why people have become so addicted to the AI weird thing is it'll tell you anything you want it to tell you, dude. Like it'll gladly give you the wrong answer, dude. What do you need to hear? Because everybody wants an answer. And I think that the new frontier is knowing there isn't an answer, dude. That there is no answer. That the answer is deeply out of our control at this point. And it is to have the fear. The fear, man. I was watching this thing about this dude going before a firing squad. And like I don't like there was like a weird thing. So such a different time, the whole firing squad mentality, dude. You know, and now everyone's got an answer, dude. But like, and it was like, I don't really know what I'm getting at. But it's this moment where you just have to sit in front of life, dude. And you're not going to duck the bullets. You're not going to dematerialize the bullets. You just got to stand there. And I guess what I'm getting at is it's the choice between, I think what was fascinating was the choice between the blindfold or no blindfold. And I was wondering if I would be a blindfold or a no blindfold kind of guy. I was truly like thinking about it, and sometimes you just don't know in like life whether you're going to be a blindfold or look right into it. AI interfacing as a hobby. I don't know. I've never tattoo cigarette kind of guy, dude. Yeah, no. So I was thinking about that, and like, you know, life's like right at that moment, dude. Like, I think I'm looking right into the barrel of it, dude. And I have to put all my put all my cards in God's hands, which is like it's easy to say, but it's hard to do, man. It really is hard to do, especially when it's not a clear-cut situation, dude. Like when you think you actually have some wiggle room, it's almost harder. Like the clearest moment I've ever had where I like it was in no uncertain terms, like just turning it over to God was after the fire. Like that was just night and day obvious. And I suppose that the next obvious time was meeting Joe and Dave in front of the liquor store. That was night and day obvious. Like, all right, God, getting in the car with God. And you know, here today it's been a it's been a struggle, dude. It's been a struggle the last couple of days to truly like turn it over. Like now that I'm thinking about it, like I've had the blindfold on the last couple of days. I definitely had I have not been looking in the barrel. I just revealed this to myself that whatever's going on is like I have been like closing my eyes with the blindfold. I need to look in the barrel, dude, and look right in the barrel, dude, of it all, and know that it's gonna be okay, dude. Because as long as my own house is in order, right? Like I think that's the key to the new immigrant, right? If we're talking about being a new immigrant going to the new land, is because it's a spiritual place we're going. Your house has to be in order, and I that's all you really need to ask yourself: is your house in order? How order is your house? And that's why you don't want to look sometimes, right? Because when I was making these mirrors today, I was going to give them call them the confront yourself mirrors, dude, right? Like, because you got to be able to like confront yourself. That's why I like this funny doing these like live streams, because I look right at myself. Like I'm looking at myself in the chat. So I got to face myself doing these live streams. Like I got to look right at myself and be like, oh, yeah. That's why like this, it tends to turn itself around sometimes. Like you're actually watching a dude in live stream realize like taking the blindfold off about like life right now and being like, okay, dude, like who's at the other end of the firing squad? Is it the devil or is it God? Right. And I think, and it's up to me to see that it's God. It's God that is always there for me, taking care of me. Right. And so with that said, that's the liberation, right? Like, and that's what I get into when I think about like all this, like, oh, they're the hate speech laws that are coming in full bore, dude, like coming in from the top, dude, coming in from the magatards supporting. Yeah, dude, the magatards are cheering on the hate speech laws. So when I think about that and the digital currencies and all of the stuff, I realized that none of that has anything to do with God, right? That all is the constructs of the devilly system, the evil system. And that if I stay with God, it's going to be okay. And the trick is to stay with God, dude, and not flinch, not put on the blindfold. Because like, I think that's why we put on the blindfold sometimes is we don't want to look and see that like, oh, We've chosen to have the devil on the other side instead of God. And like, it's like, you just watched me actually like free myself, like in real time, like to be like, oh, whoa, dude. Like, yeah, we burn the boats, dude. There's no going back. There's no going back, man. There is no going back to anywhere. It's all forward, dude. We have to establish the new land, the new mindset, the new truth, which is the same old truth of its freedom to be connected to God, dude. The freedom to willingly choose God as the path forward. And so, when I see what's coming and I see all the shapeshifters and the charlatans trying to corral us into these human people farms of perceptional thinking, I really realize that it is just take the blindfold off, dude. Stare down the barrel of the gun and see God and let it be okay, dude. This country is insane right now, dude. Yeah. People have chosen a dark path to move forward. And it's inevitable, dude. Like, that's the inevitability of it all, man. Is that's what I mean is it's hard, man. It's hard to stay on the path, dude. The true path forward, dude. Because like I said, the easiest thing that we do is manifest our own destruction, man. We will our own destruction into ourselves, dude. Instead of willing in a solution, man. And I don't know, man. Like I'm standing on the shore of the new world, man. I'm looking back. The boats are on fire. And it's going to be okay, man. Yeah. Thank you, Ryan. Yeah, dude. No, it's, that's our number one thing is don't close our minds, dude. Don't close our minds and don't close our hearts, man. That's how they trick us, dude. That's the construct of the old world. Right on, dude. I'm glad my video helped, dude. That's good, dude. Well, we try not to revert. See, the reverting back to our old primitive self is easy, dude. That's the trouble, dude. That's what I mean about the blindfold. It's easy to go back into our fear-based, answer-filled reality, dude. Just tell me what the answer is. Somebody just tell me what to do. Like, we've always prevailed, hinterlands. Yes, we always have. I got actually, now that like we've gotten here, dude, I got some thinking to do. I got to go pray and I'm going to end the stream right now. Cause like I sort of helped myself. That whole analogy about the firing squad kind of put it all into perspective. And so I'm going to wrap it up right now, dude. Cause I kind of figured out what I needed to figure out with you guys, dude. So I thank you all for being here, man. That's super, super important, dude. And yeah, God provides. And so with that said, dude, like, it is a team effort. If there was ever time to support your talker or tip your talker, or you wanted to get some illusion gear, there's the link down below. There's some art, dude. Like I said, the prices are on there, totally negotiable. Just email me and we'll like make it happen, dude. I way rather have this stuff hanging on your wall than my wall, dude. You know what I mean? Because I like to change it up, dude. So I will see you at the next stream, and thanks for helping me figure something out tonight. Okay. All right. God bless. Use the name tags and be kind to each other.